Hey loves, it's Raj Bala. In today's video, I would like to talk about grief or shok in Hindi. I would like to say that grief is not only losing a loved one to death. It has a wider perspective that we don't usually talk about. It's not even normal because we are living in a culture that is all about be positive all the time. Just don't be sad, don't be sad. But it's like sadness is valid, grief is valid when you have lost something so dear to you. It could be a person, it could be a pet, it could be a material, it could be your own innocence that you have lost to some significant accident that happened in your life, or losing some aspect of you. That is also a grieving, that you will feel like you are no more the same person. So I have experienced the grieving of losing a loved one to death like unannounced overnight. I have also lost the innocence of my inner child. When I got married, I grieved my older version, and when I became mother, I again grieved those years of my life where I had no such responsibility. If you are a woman, you can feel related that grieving is not only of a loved one to death. Grieving has so much wider experience that goes into it. That part of you that has been lost deserve grieving. If you have loved someone dear, it's valid to grieve that person. That it's like, I respect your presence, I miss your presence. And some of the very basic tips I can give for you if you are going through grief, especially if you have lost a loved one. Every day that just feel that that person who you have lost has not gone anywhere. Like, how can you be sure they have really gone, except for the fact that they are not physically present? Like, in your mind you can think that they are overseas, they have went someplace, but they are there. You just cannot communicate in, like in old age, in early age, where there were the means of communication and transportation were not so accessible or easy like today. So say that person is still alive, they are just in a different corner of the world or the country or the states, right? But they are still there, if that helps. So try to soften the grief first of all, and then try to speak to that person, like everything that you have inside. Some find ease when they cry, some find ease when they sleep for hours, some find ease in completely isolating themselves. However you choose to grieve is completely valid as well. Grief is not easy. Grief is a very dense emotion, and in a fake kind of positivity, when we overdo positivity, like overdoing of anything is not healthy. So when we try to overdo positivity, it's like polarizing some emotions into good and some emotions into bad. Emotions are simply emotions, and you get to be wise and brave and mature when you really process these emotions instead of bypassing those. So bypassing is like, no, it's not there, putting on that brave face. While sometimes you have to do that also, but try to find some space in your day where you feel like, okay, now I can breathe, like breathe through, when you're grieving, breathe, and cry if you want to, cry as much as you want. Like, let your chest lighten up. Your chest is feeling so heavy, your shoulders are heavy, your head is heavy, your body is heavy because of this grief is not being processed, so it's being stored in the body. Give it a healthy outlet. Cry, write, give it a voice. Coming from my own grief, I can tell that it's all going to be okay. Just hang in there, one day at a time. It's all going to be okay. If it feels like right now life is so chaotic, it's okay. Grieve through it. You will be okay. You will come out braver, stronger, emotionally, like more empathetic. If you are grieving somebody, that means that you feel emotions, and emotions don't make you weak. Emotions actually makes you humane. That is the essence of being a human, that you do have emotions. So you are not going to consciously going to hurt somebody, because you know what it feels like to experience the pain in the body, in the emotional state, in the mental state. What will happen that if you are really grieving in a healthy way, you are not going to lose yourself. It's not going to consume you. It consumes her when we try to bypass it and think that we have left it in the past. You are not going to go into the depression if you are grieving in a very healthy way, without denying it, without resisting it, because these emotions are so intense. They need time, they need space to heal. So bit by bit, it's not like all emotions are going to come out exactly on the same day. You will feel grief, you will feel sadness at the random moments, but when we really grieve in a healthy way, it let go of us. You won't be grieving all your life. Yes, you are going to feel that space is that empty of that person, of that pet, of that material thing that was so loved to you. Or if you are grieving your own self, where you used to prioritize yourself, you can still do that. First, start with the grieving that it's okay, I have lost a part of me that was very dear to me. So grieve, and then grief will help you move through next step, and that step, it will help you prioritize yourself. So grief does not take from you. Grief actually releases you for the bigger wisdom, for the more wisdom, makes you ready to receive more, to be open more, to feel more, and be more humane. So grieving is very important. Do not bypass grieving. You cannot heal something that you cannot feel. So yeah, we all grieve differently, and I hope it helps, and if it helps, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care.